Welcome to the deep dive. You send us the sources, we pull out the key insights.
That's the idea.
And today, we're tackling modern service marketing. It's based on a summary of Harry Beckwith's book, Selling the Invisible.
Right, a classic. And it's so relevant because, well, selling a service. It's just different, isn't it?
Totally different. You can't touch it, you can't always see it, and the quality, it can really vary.
Exactly. Depends on the day, depends on the person delivering it sometimes. It's not like selling a, physical thing off a shelf.
Yeah, showcasing a new phone is one thing, but how do you market, say, financial advice or good consulting? It's abstract.
That's the core challenge.
So our goal here is to unpack that, understand the hurdles, but also the smart ways to position services so they actually stand out. We'll be looking at advertising the abstract, consistency, brand, that kind of thing.
Good stuff. Looking forward to it.
Okay, so let's dive in. Why is selling something invisible just harder?
Well, like you said, it's that intangibility, isn't it? Think about marketing a car, like that Porsche example in the summary.
Right. Lots of visuals, sleek lines, speed.
Exactly. You've got images, specs, you can show it off. But a service, you're selling a promise, an outcome, expertise. It's all conceptual.
You can't exactly put peace of mind in a showroom window.
Precisely. Which means, as the summary points out, service marketers have to get creative. Think more abstractly.
Like the traveler's insurance example, using the umbrella logo.
Yes, That's brilliant. It doesn't show insurance itself, obviously, but it shows protection, security.
It's a symbol for what they actually deliver, that feeling of safety.
Nailed it. A visual shortcut for an intangible benefit. There's a big but here that the summary brings up.
Which is?
Even the best marketing, the cleverest logo, it can all fall apart if the actual customer experience stinks.
Oh, absolutely. One bad interaction.
And all that brand building work is, poof, gone. Washed away. It makes the delivery of the service itself incredibly high stakes.
Right. You can have a great ad for your web design service, but if the site you build is buggy and late, well, the ad doesn't matter much then, does it?
Not one bit. Which leads us to the next point, really. In this world, how do service businesses actually compete and, stay ahead?
Good question. If the experience is paramount...
It boils down to consistency, doesn't it? Meeting customer expectations every single time. But the summary suggests that's just the baseline.
Just meeting expectations isn't enough.
Apparently not for long-term success. To really stand out, you need to exceed them. Think about it. When has a service just met your needs versus when has it actually wowed you?
Yeah, the wow moments stick with you. Like you expect a plumber to fix the leak. You don't necessarily expect them to clean up spotlessly afterwards and give you tips to prevent future issues.
Exactly. That's exceeding expectations. That's what builds loyalty. And that's why the summary stresses gathering feedback.
Ah, yes. Listening to the customer, even when it's criticism.
Especially when it's criticism. It might sting a little, sure, but it's pure gold. It tells you exactly where you need to improve, where the gaps are in your service delivery or training. It's like free consulting.
Framing negative feedback as an opportunity. I like that. Okay, so you're delivering great service. You're using feedback. But what if your competitors are doing that too? How do you differentiate when the services look similar on the surface?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the summary offers a few paths. You can be fundamentally different.
Like how?
Like FedEx versus the regular postal service back in the day. FedEx wasn't just another delivery option. They offered guaranteed overnight speed. That was radically different.
Okay, so a unique offering. What else?
You could redefine the market. Like Walmart focusing on small towns that bigger retailers ignored. They saw an unmet need.
Smart. Finding an underserved niche.
Or you could break new ground entirely. Be the first to offer something specific in a region. That gives you a head start. Or just consistently out-innovate everyone else.
But that requires staying vigilant, right? You can't just rest on your laurels, even if you were the first or the best at one point.
Absolutely not. The summary warns against that complacency. The market changes. Customer needs evolve. You have to keep adapting.
Like the example of traditional banks losing ground.
Yeah, to credit unions.
Right.
Insurance companies offering banking services. Companies that were maybe more nimble or focused on specific customer needs. Standing still is risky. Innovation isn't a one-off project. It has to be continuous.
So be different, keep improving, keep innovating. Sounds like a lot to juggle. Do you just plan everything meticulously? The summary seemed a bit skeptical about over-planning.
Yeah, that was interesting. It's not saying don't plan. You obviously need a strategy. But the point is that the future is unpredictable.
Right.
So if you spend too much time trying to craft the absolutely perfect 5-year plan, you might miss opportunities popping up right now. Or you might be too rigid to change course when things inevitably shift.
So it's a balance. Plan, but stay flexible.
Exactly. Plan for what you can reasonably expect, but be ready to react, adapt, maybe even seize an unexpected opening. Think about Apple and the first Macintosh.
Didn't that struggle initially?
It did. But they learned from it, adapted, and eventually came out with much better products. That initial plan didn't quite work, but their ability to pivot was key.
Okay, plan but be nimble. Got it. Now let's talk consistency again. The summary really hammers this home. It's not just the main service, it's every interaction.
Every single touch point. From the first phone call or website visit to the follow-up email. Customers see the business as one thing, not separate departments.
So the receptionist, the billing department, the person actually doing the work, they all have to be on the same page, reflecting the brand promise.
Precisely. Especially anyone customer-facing. They are the brand in that moment. And like we said before, one slip-up, one negative interaction
can taint the whole perception, even if everything else was great.
It's harsh, but often true. Consistency is non-negotiable.
Okay. Now, shifting gears a bit. The psychology of buying. The summary says it's not always rational, right?
Far from it. Price and quality matter, of course. But so do things like prestige, familiarity, emotion.
The American Express example fits here, doesn't it? People paying higher fees.
Yep. For that feeling of exclusivity, that status. It's not purely logical, but it's powerful. And then there's just plain familiarity.
Seeing ads, recognizing the name.
It builds a subtle sense of trust, or at least comfort. You're more likely to choose a name you know. So businesses need to be visible, actively promoting themselves.
So the image, the feeling you create around the brand is just as important as the service specs.
Absolutely. It's the whole package. People buy the story, the feeling, not just the deliverable.
Which leads nicely into building that brand and position. The summary uses the terms position and focus. Can you break this down?
Sure. Position is about perception. It's how customers see you relative to the competition. What space do you occupy in their mind?
Okay, and focus.
That's more internal.
Yeah.
What are you really about? What's your core strength, your target audience? The summary argues for narrowing that focus.
Being more specialized, like the Scandinavian Airlines example.
Exactly. They zeroed in on business travelers for long-haul flights. By doing that, they could tailor everything, the service, the amenities, perfectly for that group. And they actually attracted more customers in that segment.
So trying to be everything to everyone might not be the best strategy.
Often isn't. Specialization can be powerful. And to clarify that position, the summary suggests a positioning statement.
Right. What goes into that?
Basically, who are you? What do you do? Who do you compete against? And critically, what makes you better or different for your target customer?
Like Bloomingdale's positioning itself as upscale, fashionable.
Precisely. For a specific type of shopper looking for specific kinds of products, it clearly defines their niche and value.
Makes sense. Define your space. Now, pricing, this is always tricky. The summary had some surprising takes.
It did. It really questioned the idea that being the cheapest is always the way to go.
Why is that risky?
Well, you can get squeezed. If you're stuck in the middle on price, you're vulnerable to low-cost competitors from below and premium providers from above. You don't really stand out on either front.
Okay, so avoid the mushy middle, but it actually suggested higher prices can be good.
Yeah, counterintuitive, isn't it? But think about it. People often equate price with quality, especially for services where quality is hard to judge beforehand.
Like the Picasso sketch versus a doodle analogy in the summary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A higher price can signal confidence, expertise, superior value. It says we're worth it. It attracts clients who prioritize quality over rock-bottom cost.
So pricing isn't just about covering costs, it's a communication tool.
A very powerful one. Now, pulling some of these threads together. Branding. How crucial is that in the service world? Hugely crucial. In a crowded market, your brand is how people recognize you, remember you, and hopefully trust you.
So it's the name, the logo.
Yes, those are key elements. Recognizable name, memorable visuals. But it's deeper than that. It's the reputation you build over time through consistent, high-quality service.
Building that trust factor.
Exactly. The goal is instant recognition, positive association, and a reputation for reliability. A strong brand can almost act like insurance against perceived risk for the customer. They trust the brand, so they trust the service.
Okay, and the final piece of the summary highlights is storytelling. How do you tell a story about something invisible?
It compares it to a lawyer making a case. Your brand story needs to be persuasive.
What makes it persuasive?
3 things, mainly. Consistency. The story has to align across everything you do. Evidence back it up with testimonials, results, maybe awards, and crucially, customer focus.
Meaning?
The story isn't just about you. It's about how you solve your customer's problem or meet their need. It has to resonate with them.
Right. People buy solutions to their problems, not just your company history.
Precisely. Focus on their needs, their aspirations. An inconsistent or self-absorbed story won't connect. A compelling, customer-centric one builds loyalty.
Wow. Okay. We've really unpacked a lot there, drawing from Beckwith's ideas via that summary. Selling the invisible.
Right.
It's complex.
It really is.
Yeah.
We've touched on the unique challenges, the need to exceed expectations, differentiation, balancing planning with flexibility.
The absolute need for consistency, the psychology behind buying, defining your position and focus, smart pricing.
And then building that strong brand and telling compelling stories. It's a whole ecosystem of ideas.
Absolutely. Understanding these principles, learning from these examples, it really can help anyone involved in a service business think differently about how they connect with their market.
No doubt about it.
So here's something for you, our listener, to mull over. Thinking about your own experiences, either providing or receiving services, which of these concepts, maybe differentiation, maybe exceeding expectations, maybe branding feels most relevant right now? And how could you apply that insight, even in a small way?
Good question to ponder.
Definitely food for thought. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.